Hi everyone, I'm Robyn Zimmerman and this is Talk of the Town. Angie Stone has joined us once again. She is the Assistant Town Manager for the town of Hilton Head, responsible for community engagement. And what we're talking about today is something I really didn't know much about. It is called affiliated agency funding. And it's time to fill out your applications if you want to get funding from the town.
That's right.
So, good to see you. Happy New Year.
Good to see you as well. Happy New Year.
All right, let's just jump right in. So what is an affiliated agency and how does it benefit the town?
So affiliated agencies are organizations that perform a service that benefits the public, but isn't related to tourism. So our grants for tourism-related services are handled through the A-Tax grant process, and that has just concluded. Affiliated agencies perform a service like the Island Rec Center, for instance, helps us with scheduling parks and managing those for us. So they provide a service that benefits the public but isn't tourism-related.
And so you mentioned the rec center. Earlier you said like the Coastal Discovery Museum. So anything else on the types of organizations that are eligible for this funding?
Really, I don't think the type of organization is necessarily limited. It is the project that they are seeking funding for. Like, right. What benefit does that have to the public? Okay. Is it something that we can fund with governmental funds?
Now, are there key initiatives that the town, like in your strategic plan, that these agencies can kind of fit into? So kind of their criteria or your criteria for selecting those agencies?
So the criteria for selecting them is there a goal or benefit to the public by virtue of what they are accomplishing? Okay. And will public or private entities be the primary beneficiary? So this has to be something that the public is the primary beneficiary for. And then on the balance, what's the probability that the public interest will be served by this project? So things, we have Sea Turtle Patrol is one of our recipients, and that is because we re-nourish our beaches, so we need to have a program in place that helps to ensure that our sea turtles are protected. Right. And that group manages the permit for us for sea turtle preservation.
Right. And the funding's for a year.
Yes.
And so they have to reapply every year.
Yes.
And so what is that process, Angie?
It's outlined very clearly on the website.
Okay.
There is an executive summary and then the description of why this is a benefit to the public, what kind of measurements will be in place. The applications are due by February 14th. Okay. Right now we have roughly 8 agencies that are funded under this, so it is not something that there is a vast
plethora, right?
Yes, exactly. And so the process is that they will fill out all of the questions on that application. Internal staff, finance, and some other staff members will review that. Ultimately, any agency that is granted funding has to come through the Finance and Administrative Committee and be approved as part of the budget by Town Council.
Does anyone from that organization come in and do like an interview with you all? Yes.
So any of the agencies that are chosen from their application as meeting the criteria will be asked to do a presentation in front of the Finance and Administrative Committee. So they will have an opportunity to speak and share the information necessary for approval of that.
Okay, very good. And you had said earlier that the measurement, you know, how the kind of the ROI is critical.
Absolutely.
How they are using that money to benefit the public.
Yes, exactly. We want to be sure that there is complete transparency, that what the goal of the funding is achieved during the process of the upcoming year or years. So if they have requested funding to create, let's say, paved pathways within a park to ensure that it is accessible. So like Mitchellville or Coastal Discovery Museum, if they're trying to enhance accessibility to the public through the project, then that would be something that is potentially approved.
So you mentioned projects. So is it for the agency as a whole, or do they apply for a specific project?
Well, we have asked them to apply for a specific project or process. So there may be some that it is a project like specifically pathways, or there may be others where it is more of a program that they're putting in place.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great information. And the application's due on February the 14th, which is a Friday, I believe.
Yes.
And you can go on the town website and fill out the application online?
Yes, you can fill it online, or we also have the PDF there if you prefer to fill it out by hand.
All right. Like probably I would. Thank you, Angie.
There are some of us that are more comfortable with that. So, yeah.
Angie Stone with the Town of Hilton Head. Thank you for being with us.